OpenAI has introduced Codex App for macOS, which is a software engineering agent that can write, edit, and fix code for you. You can review GitHub requests using it, and even automate repetitive work like unit testing. By the way, I am Ansha's AI avatar, and in this video, we will be covering all the prominent use cases and possibilities like understanding a project, building a web application from scratch, and how Codex can handle multiple tasks at the same time. But instead of me, you will be learning from one of our expert human teachers, Rohak Arya. So Rohak, why don't you take the stage?
Thank you, Ansh. The best thing about Codex is that it works on all your environments, whether it's an app, IDE, CLI, or even cloud. Now, OpenAI recently launched their Codex app. To get started with Codex apps, you'll have to download its macOS version. Once downloaded, you'll have to authenticate it using your OpenAI's account. And then when you are inside, this is the exact screen that you'll see. You can see on the left side, we have a thread, automations and skills. A new thread is a new task for this codex. Automations are nothing but daily jobs that your agent can perform. If I click on automations, you can see what all options it gives. It says scan recent commits, draft weekly release, summarize yesterday's Git activity from standup. If I click any one of these, it also asks me for a prompt, the name as well as the schedule timing. You can use automations to help your agent perform daily tasks at a given time. And the third part is skills. You can see that there are various skills that your Codex agent can perform. You can see you also get an option to create a skill or even install a skill. Skills are nothing but the ability to work on different applications using different context knowledge. Now to get started with any one of your projects, you'll have to create a new project in this. While creating a new project, you'll have to select a folder. I prefer choosing a new folder every time. Once you have created a new folder, you can see that it says let's build. Now it also gives you some suggestions like build a classic snake game, create a one-page PDF, summarize last week PRs, etc. You can also select your model from this drop-down. We have GPT 5.2, GPT 5.2 Codex, GPT 5.2 High, and even GPT 5.2 Extra High. Along with this, you also get an option to upload your files and even enter the planning mode. While working on agentic tools, the planning mode is very important because once the agent has done all the plannings and created workflows for itself, then only it can build better. And if you click on explore more, you can see all other options that Codex can perform right now. It says create a dashboard for something, write a bedtime story for a 5-year-old, and even create a one-page PDF using this PDF skills. If you see the $sign everywhere, it means that it's referring to a particular skill, and you can create a new skill from the left side. And on the top right, you can see that you get two more options, which is toggle terminal as well as toggle different panel. If I click on toggle terminal, it opens a new terminal for me. And the second one is the toggle difference one. Whenever your agent makes changes to your code, it checks all the differences. And you can even give voice prompts to Codex using this mic button. Along with this, Codex also supports GitHub repository. If you click on this create GitHub repository, it creates a new GitHub repository for you so that everybody can collaborate with Codex together. And there's also a work tree option. If you see here, you can select between local as well as work tree. Work tree helps you enable the parallel execution of different tasks. You can create multiple work trees to work on a single project. Without a work tree, your code might result into a conflict while merging it on GitHub. Now let's see what we can use Codex for. So Codex can also help you understand some code bases. For this example, I have taken a GitHub repository known as LLM Council, and I will use Codex to see if it can work on it or even explain the code to me. So from here, I'll click on add new project and I'll choose LLM Council that I have cloned into my local system. So this LLM Council was created by Andre Karpathy. It includes a LLM Council of all other LLMs like Google, Claude, ChatGPT, or even X. You can simply download this code into your repository by clicking on this download zip, and then using Codex, I'll find LLM Council and then click on open. Now you can see that I can work on my LLM Council right now. But first, let's understand what this project is about. So I'll simply type explain this project to me. And now you can see that Codex is actually referring to those files, understanding the project, and then it has a summary now. Let's read this. The project is a fun LLM Council web app, and it's a neat idea. A ChatGPT-like UI sends your prompt for multiple models and then review each other. And it also tells us what's working on backend, what's working on front end, and along with this, it also tells us how we can run it. Now this is very beneficial because you might have to work on some projects that are already built. Then you can use Codex to understand what's in it and then use Codex to build on top of it. I can even ask Codex to change my models in the code and it will do it for me. Now let's understand how you can build websites using Codex. So now let's create a simple budget tracker application. So I'll type in a simple prompt, create me a budget tracker web application. and that's it. Now if I also want to create a new task for it, I can simply click on this new thread button and then enter my prompt. For example, let's say create a e-commerce website for a skincare product company, and that's it. Now you can see on the left side, both of my tasks are working simultaneously, which means that this supports parallel execution. And this is very interesting because I can create as many as agents I want and then give them individual tasks. Now if I show all the differences that it made, I'll simply click on this differences tab and you can see all the coding that it's performing for me. And these are all the local files that are being built on my system. Also, most of the agent building tools doesn't work in parallel execution. And now it's done with my skincare e-commerce website. Let's see what it has built. If I click on this index.html, this opens an index.html file on my browser, and look at that. It selected the name by itself, it selected the theme by itself, and look how good it is. You can see it says build a skincare ritual that feels like a slow morning. And on the right side, we have a product preview. If I scroll down a little bit, I get all my products with an option to add to bag. If I click on this add to bag, you can see I can simply do a checkout. Now checkout will not work right now because we have not connected our payment method or even our backend. But you can even ask Codex to do it for you. And this is the website that it created. I added one product in my bag. Now let's add one more product. Let me add this kit. And now if I close this, you can see that I have 2 items in my bag. And Codex was able to create this within minutes. The top bar also works. If I click on ingredients, I get scrolled down to my ingredients tab. If I click on rituals, I get scrolled down to my rituals and steps tab. And once you are done developing, you can also click on this commit button, which will push all your code on a GitHub repository. You can type in your commit message, let's say test, and then you can choose commit and push or commit and create a PR. For now, I'll simply commit this message and click on continue. And as soon as you commit all the changes, your differences tab will be empty. If I click on differences, you can see that there are no unstaged changes, which means your GitHub repository is now in sync with your Codex app. Now that's not all. You can do a lot of things using Codex. If you go to settings and find MCPs, you can connect your MCP servers with Codex, which enables you to work with Figma and other apps using Codex. And from the settings, you can even personalize Codex for yourself. Now skills are a very interesting part in the Codex app. If you select any one of the skills, you can see that it has actual commands that it needs to follow while working on that tool. It says use the Figma MCP server for Figma driven implementations. And if I scroll down a little bit, these are all the rules that it created. Along with Figma, it has all other skills like Jupyter Notebook, which helps you in Python development. You also have Sora, and you even have spreadsheets. Giving our agent these skills can enhance its development capacity. Now let's say you want your agent to create documents, professional documents. If I click on this doc button, you can see that it enables our agent to read or review docx files and even create or edit it. Now if I want my agent to have this skill, I'll simply click on this install button, and now my Codex has access to my doc skills. You can add all the skills you want, and you can even create your own skills, which means if you have a particular flow that your agents will follow, you can define it in a skills.md file and then give your agent access to it. And while the agents are working, there's always a agents.md file that defines all the rules to it. If I go to automations and click on explore more, you can see that it has an operation to update my agents.md with newly discovered workflows and commands. All the development that you have worked so far will be saved on your agents.md file. So the next time your agent will follow your coding patterns. If I click on this update agents.md, you can see that there's a name, a basic prompt, and even a schedule. If I select one of my projects, for example, say Codex, I can simply create this automation on it. And now my automation is live. It says starts in 19 hours, and then every day at 11 AM, it will update my agents.md file. So it has all the access to my previous knowledge. And this will also increase the context memory for my agent to work on that. You can even build automations to perform testing, which means every time you are done developing a new function, your agent will perform testing at a given time. So this is how you can use Codex for faster development. Now over to Ansh.
Alright, thank you so much Rohak for this awesome explanation. Now we saw what is Codex, what is the Codex app, and its use cases and other possibilities. But what's the opportunity here for you? As a software developer, you're probably wasting too much time doing things that can be replaced. And this is where OpenAI's Codex can help you out. I'll share a link to the detailed documentation below. Please isko thoda sa seekhna shuru karo. We really want you folks to learn this new technology and build things on your own. Let me know in the comment section. Agar aapko aur bhi aisa content chahiye, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all super soon.